Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking about different types of variables. This is one for people that are completely new to Flutterflow, so if you are, stick around, this is basically for you. So we have 4 types we can use. We have got constants, we have got appState variables, we've got pageState variables, and we've got componentState variables. So I'm just going to run through them very briefly and the different types we can use. So firstly, constants. So over on the left hand side, just click into the app values menu and open up the page, and you see you've got there constants. Now a constant is something you can use throughout your app where the value doesn't change. So in this instance we have got an AI assistant on the OpenAI system that we access through the API, and we've got the assistant value. Now the value of that assistant, the name of that assistant, the reference number of it doesn't change. It is a constant, hence the name constant. It's something that's consistent throughout our app. These are pretty useful for things like this. So that is the first type, and that is what you use when something and the value doesn't change and you'll use it throughout your app. Now the other types of variables we have got is appStates, pageStates and componentStates. Now essentially in terms of their configuration they are basically all the same, however they are used for different things. So first start off with the pageStates. Now on the right hand side in the properties panel for your page you've got the pageState variable tab, so you need to open that and then you can add variables. You have to give them a name and they have to be in camel case. So add var, because if I tried, must be camel case, so therefore you have to, so camel case is lowercase, and then what you do with your additional words, you capitalize them like that. So add var for add variable. Now there's loads of different types you can use, and these are the same across component, page and appState variables. So you can have integers, which are a whole number, a double, which is basically a decimalized number, string, which is text, image path, video path and audio path are all URLs. I'll do some examples on these in a second. Boolean is true or false. Color is fairly obvious, it's assigning a color to something. Documents and document references there from Firebase. Date and time again is pretty obvious. JSON is a JSON object where you get a list of key value pairs. So you've got key value, so your key may be role. In the instance of I'm looking at this screen here, you've got role, user, message will be your key, and then the value will be hi, how are you? So that's that. Then you've got some others here, lat longs, Google Places and the like. So basically that is a configuration for appState, componentState and pageState. So if we go over to the app values on the side here, we go into appStates, don't have any in this particular app, and then you add them and you give it a name, and again you've got your list of types you can use. So what is the difference between an appState, a pageState and a componentState variable? So a pageState variable is tied to the page. So if you have got a value you want to use on the page and you don't need to use it anywhere else in your app, you can use a pageState variable because that value of the variable is only accessible within that page. Now on this particular page we've got some information that we get from the OpenAI API, which is an ID of a thread, the run status and the run ID, to do with talking to the AI assistant and allowing it to send us the information that we are querying it and asking it to give answers to our questions. And then we've got there a show thread, which is a true or false, which basically is a good example to use. So show thread as an example of how we can use that in the pageState. It's a boolean, makes it a true or false value. So we have got a list view, and essentially what we're saying is if our show thread value, i.e. the value of our appState value, is true, we are displaying the list view, and if the value is false, then the list view will not be displayed. That's to do with whether our API call has returned any information or not. So essentially what we're doing, if the API call returns information, we set the value to true and it displays. If it's not, it's not displayed. So that's a pageState variable. You could not access that anywhere in the app. Likewise, these IDs of the thread, the run status and the run ID, those values are only tied to the page. You can't use them across the whole app, only on the page they're created on. The difference here in appState variables, I've just gone into a different app, and if we go to the appState variable list, don't have any constants, but we've got a list of appStates of different types. So we've got a list which is assigned to a data type, custom data type, we've got an integer, and we've got some strings. And the difference between these and the pageStates, we can access these on any page in our app. So if we, for instance, go to the order ID. So what happens is, in this particular instance, this is a menu app, and when our user adds something to their order, what happens is we are updating our order appState variable via a custom data type. So, and what we're doing, we're adding to the list. So our variable is a list of objects rather than just a singular object. So if we create a variable, and you can see there, it can be a list or not. So for instance, double, it's a list of doubles. If it's a integer, be a list of integers, and likewise. So in this instance, we have got a custom data type, and we are adding essentially the name of what somebody's ordering and the cost of it to our list, which is our user's order. And the reason it needs to be an appState is because then when you go to our checkout page, our list view is populated via our appState order. So in this instance, our users are adding items to their order, which is stored in appState variable, and the appState then is called again on your checkout page so your user can pay for their bill. That's an example of how we're using an appState in this instance. Now the other thing about appStates is you have an option of them being what's called persisted. So if we create an appState variable, and you can see there we can give it a name, var1, and it can be a list or not, as I say, but then you have this option here of being persisted. And what that means, as long as the app is still on the device, then the values that are stored in that variable will still be available. If the app's removed, then obviously the data gets removed. But it means that if your user logs in and out or whatever, and the app is still on the device, then the data within the variable will remain and can be recalled. Now I've got a good example of this. So there's a cycling app that I use called Full Gas. When you look into their ride history documentation, essentially this isn't built in Flutterflow in any way, shape or form, but as an example of how you might use a persisted state variable, what happens is, in this instance, they are storing the data for whatever your workouts are locally, but if you remove the app from the device, it all gets deleted. So therefore, they're not writing it to any backend or any database. It's being stored on your device, so that must be in some kind of persisted state somewhere. So, and you could do that with an appState variable. That's the kind of thing that you can do with it, with a persisted state. Okay, so different app here. We've got a list of appState variables, all the different ones we're using, and we've got a good example here on the difference between a list and not a list value of the same data type. So user location is a lat long type, and we've got a singular coordinate stored in it, and then that can be dynamically changed. That's just the default value. And then on the list of lat longs, we can store multiple sets of coordinates, so we can keep adding values to our list to store multiple of them of the same type. So that's the difference between a list and like not a list, basically. Okay, so a component state variable. Now on this particular app, we have got the option for our user to customize their orders via this icon. It opens up the customize menu, and on the customize page we have got a component which is a counter. So all you do when you're adding something to and from the order, you sort of click up and down to decide how many of those you want. So if we open up that particular component, and as you can see, we've got a componentState variable, which is called value, which is the value of the text object in the middle there, and that changes when we click on either the plus or minus icons, and you see it's an integer. So if we get one of those, you can see we're updating the componentState either plus or minus increment 1, depending on whether we click the plus or the minus button. And then that component value we are then passing back to our page in here, so we can update our order with the values of the component. So that's an example of a simple componentState variable. So you've got pageState variables which are tied to the page, so you can only use those on any given page. appState variables you can use on any page in your app. They can call from anywhere, and they can be persisted, which means that you can keep the data and reuse it and add to it, even if your user logs out and in. Only if they remove the app will that data be removed, as the example I just showed you with the full gas thing. And then you've got your constants, which is a value that is consistent across your app. So you can call it on any page, but the value you can't change. It will be the same value. So it's something you want to call and use, but the value doesn't need to be changed. Like, for instance, the AI assistant ID that I showed you in the example. So that's a quick run over of variables. It's a bit of a quick run through. They're different types. There's some examples of how you may use them. So hopefully that helps. And if it does, please consider the like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you in the next video.